Ladies, let me ask you something. And no, I don't need any of the delusional ones. If you dated a man, he did everything the way he should have. You lied behind his back. He found out, forgave you, still invited you to the date that you were supposed to go on. Then you started showing your body to his family, literally, deliberately trying to. He told you that that was uncalled for. We're done. You need to find a ride home. You lied, said that your parents were fighting just to stay the night because you had an alternate plan. Even though he told you that you could stay there for the night so you didn't have to be locked out of your house or in the middle of the fight because you knew he grew up in the middle of that. So he was just trying to keep you out of that, even though you did all these things to him. Now, mind you, this is your first date. Okay. You sneak into his room in the middle of the night. You do things that you do not have permission to do. When he catches you, you drop down on his chest and tell him that if he touches you, you're going to press charges. And he throws you on the floor. Then he doesn't talk to you for 2 months. Around 2 months. The whole time you're trying to tell him that you're pregnant from this encounter and that he needs to step up and do what he needs to do. So he does. He tells you if you're going to be together, the lying, the game playing, the, manipulating, the trying to act like you're living a life that you're not living needs to stop. The laziness needs to stop. The flaunting of your body in front of my friends and family, deliberately showing off your chest, needs to stop. You agree. You're together for almost 2.5, 3 years. You lied to him about being pregnant. He finds out about that because the timeline doesn't match up. You get upset because you find out that you're having a girl. Not to mention, you also told your family that you were pregnant when you weren't, just because you knew it would upset your dad and get you attention. Then you start messing with his family members. You start messing with his friends. You start trying to infiltrate his workplace so you could manipulate and cause problems there. Even though he let you come to work with him, he seen what you were doing and told you no. You break up, you take the child, you bring the child back with a broken leg, get dropped off at one of his family members' birthday parties at a McDonald's. His girlfriend at the time lets you two walk out to their vehicle and talk because she needed help, of course. Well, you needed help. He tells you that Jasmine would be better off with him until you get your stuff straightened out. You need to stop running off with the child and abusing her and putting her in situations where she's not safe. You agree. Then you cause all kinds of hell. He doesn't press any charges on you. He doesn't go after you at all. He just takes the child, gets custody of her, and puts her in a safe environment. You come along on a visit and take off with her, telling everybody along the way that he abused you and her, and that's why you're running, when that's not true. See, the girlfriend he had was a girl that was trying to get him to break up with you and date her, and he wouldn't do it. And he stayed away from her because she wouldn't stop doing that. Now, she found ways to keep popping in and out of his life, at his house, showing up at his work. And he tells you all these instances when she does that, so you know. He's very, very open with communication. And yes, he has not done anything wrong, and he won't. But you go around telling everybody that he cheated with this woman. He did all these things with this woman when he didn't. Oh, yeah. Her and her two friends tried to date him, and he said no, and told them about themselves in the process. He didn't just tell them no. And you know that that's true. The reason why you would know that is because some of the people that were there are considered his enemy, and they told you the same thing. Why wouldn't they get him hemmed up? They could have. They could have lied, but they didn't say that. It ain't like they're going to take my side because they're my friend. I've never, he's never cheated a day in his life, ever. Don't worry, I'm getting to it. Why you are in a 12-year relationship with this other woman. This one, or you, keep coming and trying to mess with that. You go behind his back, say he was abusive, he did things that he didn't do. Then you come to him asking him to take custody of your other son because you were in a troublesome spot. And he told you he would, but he just can't right then because I barely had enough finances to take care of everybody we had at the time. So you give your son to an ex-boyfriend that you're not with anymore, but supposedly trust him so much. You set up this bullshit situation with your daughter and his daughter, all because you didn't want to watch her to get in the shower. So supposedly she broke a microphone. You end up beating her, sending her to her dad. Her dad is trying to get a hold of you. He calls your work that you say you work at, find out that the woman with a name that is close to yours has been a manager there forever, and you lied about your employment. Then she gets a hold of you because she's afraid that you're going to report that to CPS. Yeah, because she was under the eye, you were under the eye of CPS because you tried to pull something to get her dad in trouble, and it got you instead. No legal stuff, but just it didn't work. It got your daughter taken by CPS, but they didn't find him guilty of anything wrongdoing to the child. But then you run around telling the community that the reason why your daughter was taken by CPS is all his fault. He's abusive. Yeah. Then when him and his fiance split up because she was caught cheating, you try and get him to come up to your apartment while your friend's apartment to get back with you, and he won't do it. He wants to see his daughter. So you trick him and tell him she's there and that he can see her if he comes up there to talk to you. So he goes. When he gets there, You knew the whole time that that little girl was not there. You tell him that she is with your dad, even though he doesn't know that. He doesn't know where she's at. He goes to leave. You grab his arm and ask him to please talk to you. And he tells you for what. And you try that little manipulation. I don't know when you do know. When he asked you why you lied about his daughter being there just to get him up there, you tell him it's because you made a big mistake and you feel you two should get back together. How does that make him an abuser? Please tell me that, because I would really love to hear how that makes him the abuser. I already know. I don't really need anybody's insight. It's not him. It's the one with BPD and has no inner integrity to fix a problem that she might have. This is the story behind my daughter's mother. Oh, there's a lot more details I could give you, but I'm pretty sure that's all you need. Every girlfriend has always told me I'm the greatest to my face with nobody else around. Tiffany has slipped up and said it on Facebook. She tried to pull a fast one and put up another little post with it that said, fixing her, I guess, typo as she tried to play it off as, but we all know you can just edit it. And she didn't do that for a reason. She tried to play the dumb blonde thing. Oh, well, that's just the way I decided to fix it. Yeah, right. That way you can delete it later, and I'll never know the part where she fixed it. That way she could use it to take everything that I built by using manipulation like that. Well, why would she say that? That's not what she said. She also doesn't understand that I screenshotted it so she couldn't change it. And she did. A couple months later, she's trying to say, oh, it's crazy how you don't know where you stand in somebody's life. She didn't know where she stood in my life because she didn't want to be in it anymore. Yeah, see, this is what happens every time she goes out and starts working. She gets caught on camera doing sexual things with employees. She gets caught stealing. She gets an attitude with management. She tries to find ways to be lazy at work. The one job she had, she was supposed to be a key holder and selling men's suits. And she made everybody believe that she was an abused pregnant woman. And they let her sleep in the back room her whole shift and still get paid. Not only that, gave her promotions. And some of you out there, I know, you sound like that's not jealousy. That is fucking ridiculous. Us men are out here killing ourselves to make a living, and you women like that are going out there lying to people, throwing your man under the bus just so you can have it easier at work and still get paid and get all these promotions and shit that you don't deserve, all because you're using people's hearts against them, just like you're doing to him. Now, because you all have kids together, he's taking it. He knows what you're doing, and he's trying to teach you that you don't have to do that. But the nicer he is to you, the more you try to destroy his life. So, would that be him or would that be you being the problem? As in, if this was what you were doing. Since I gotta explain that part, even though you all know what I'm getting at. And there you go. Y'all don't even want me to keep explaining all the details with Bethany's situation. That was after I left Yvonne. Well, I broke up with Yvonne because she was doing things behind my back too. Yeah, that's 4 women back to back. Can't handle a man working. Even though they say they can, they play to him like they still love him, play to him like they understand. Sounds like a bunch of fucking witchcraft manipulation, is what it sounds like. This shit is insane. Literally insane. But men are the problem. No. Immature males that you all pick are the problem. And this is why. So you can form a false reality out of their actions and pin it on any other man that you get with. If you're the problem, you make people believe that he was. Period. This is just ridiculous. This is why kids are hurt. This is why they're never going to grow up to be who they could have been. And it's all because of women doing these things and trying to pin it on other people. Yeah, he was always there, always came home, split his money with you, made sure you were okay, made sure you had your, relaxation, make sure you were healthy, happy, and content. Yeah, Tiffany, I would stop work, go get her a bagel and cream cheese, and come home. She was pregnant, getting kind of big. She said the hair on her legs was driving her insane, but she can't shave her legs. So I shaved her legs, and she loved it. She was 100% taken care of the whole pregnancy. I was there for the birth. I was there to take care of her, even though she was hard headed. She was supposed to, lay around and not do nothing on certain days, and she would not listen to that. Even though I was there, I was taking care of everything. She didn't have to do nothing, but she would still do other things, and I'm like, you're not supposed to do that. But yeah, that means he was so controlling, doesn't it? No. It means he was being your teammate. See, a lot of you women are way more abusive verbally and controlling than that. And it's right on camera everywhere. And then they'll turn and be like, you see what he did? Did you see that? You are the problem. Well, they are. That's where the problem is. That's why she's always mad. It's a training and controlling technique. Oh, yeah. And if he doesn't give you anything to be mad about, you'll find some. Why? Why? Why do you all do this to yourselves? Why? Do you like the roller coaster of the drama and the faking a delusional world just so you can tell people you have a rough life? What the hell? How come every time you get with a dude and he does everything he can to make even the bad times in life that nobody can control feel better than they should, you attack him? Why do you all do that? Why do you all get mad at him for trying to give you a decent relationship? Because he's proven you wrong? Were you there for a different reason and he's not fitting the bill. So now it's more work for you to lie and manipulate. Is that why you get mad? Because I don't get it. I really don't. And it's like you women want problems always. And if you don't have problems, you'll create it and then blame it on somebody else so you can boo-hoo later. What is that about? Why do you all create all that drama and then try to act like, whoo, I'm such a strong person for surviving. You created it. What? It's insane. It is literally insane. I want you all to remember the female was the first human that was ever possessed by the devil, not the man. The female. Might want to watch that.